welcome my dear students to our classes on writing for academic and professional success. We are taking a leap from Unit 4 to Unit 7. Unit 7 is Writing for Professional Purposes Part 1. And today we are going to deal with the topic review. So let's quickly get started. Alright, as I told you in your previous class, I think the first class I told you to keep your books open. You have to keep your books open and look into it to understand more about your portions. You can use a highlighter or you can keep underlining the important points as I explain the topics one by one. Because highlighting the important points helps you to develop on that point and elaborate on that point when you write your exams, when you attempt your exams. So remember my important suggestion for remembering or memorizing the points for your exam. Why should one get trained for writing for professional purposes? See, we have certain objectives for that. To analyze something, that is to analyze a content. What is analyze? Analyze is to examine or to evaluate a content. Content means what it contains. Second one, to subjectively and objectively criticize books, movies and products. We are talking about books, movies and products because these are commonly released. What is criticize? Criticize is to judge or to find faults with something. In Malayalam it means, or it is said as vimarshiക്കുക. Then third one, to know the styles of linguistic expression. What is linguistics? Linguistics pertain to language. So to know various language expressions. It is closely associated with rhetorical modes. And some of the linguistic expressions are idioms, phrases, and there are much more. Fourth one, to familiarize the correct vocabulary and expressions to understand the positives and negatives of a particular thing. That is, for example, books, products, movies. You should know the positives and negatives of anything that you're going to write about. And what is correct vocabulary? Vocabulary is you have a great repertoire of words and you know to use the right word in the right situation. A review. What is a review? It is a critical analysis of a book, of a film, of a product, of a service, of art exhibition. Now, we have come across popular books, plays, movies. Popular books, you must have read reviews of Paulo Coelho's Alchemist, Benjamin's Aadujeevitham. These are reviews of movies you must have read. Plays like Shakespearean plays, Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot. Then films, OTT releases, like last year also. We were sitting at home isolated because of the COVID crisis. You must have watched movies on the OTT platform like Great Indian Kitchen, Thappad. You must have watched movies like Master. Of course, it was a theatre release, but still, along with watching the movie, you must have read the reviews of these movies as well. Now, what about book, play and film we discussed? What about product and services? products like a mobile phone, or it can be a dust buster. Now, services, hospitality services that they provide in a hotel, or when you board an aeroplane, the services that they offer over there. Online services like Amazon and Swiggy. So all these are products and services. Now, art exhibition, like at times you must have read reviews about art exhibition being held in Lalita Kala Academy in Trishur. So all these are popular reviews that appear or get published in the newspapers or on social media and even the news bulletins as well. When you work for an institution, you at times may be asked to critically evaluate something. Critically evaluating something is providing a review on it. Now, in newspapers, you must have found pullouts, that is, additional supplements, or tabloids. What is a tabloid? Tabloid is uh, sort of a booklet. It has almost the half the size of the newspaper, and there are sensational stories and controversies about film stars and public figures. And what tabloid do is that it contains reviews as well, and it informs and guides you about the quality of the entertainment. That is, in the entertainment industry, it analyzes what is good, what you have to watch, and what not to. So that way, tabloids give you ample amount of information. Reviews are usually creative, interesting, and entertaining. It is trending, that is, it mirrors the age. Mirrors the age means it reflects the age, the era, the time, particular time in which you are living. Just like zeitgeist, it is the spirit of the time, it is trending, it tells you about the recent trends. YouTube കാണും trending videos which has a maximum number of views, so it mirrors the age. Then it helps you to gain a perspective. What is perspective? A standpoint, a point of view, your opinion. A book review. Reviewing a book gives a student an opportunity to critically examine a book. Well, hints for reviewing a book. First one, read the book carefully. Second one, write down your impressions on it. Third one, research on the author and his other works. When you start writing a review, you must start writing with an arresting introduction. What is an arresting introduction? A striking introduction which grabs the audience's attention. Second one, you should write about the theme of the book. What is a theme? It is an essence. Essence in the sense, what kind of subject does it deal with? For instance, it may have a feministic strain, it must be dealing with racial prejudices, apartheid, or it must be discussing the loopholes in the legal system, injustice of sorts. Then, reviewing a book. While reviewing a book, you should give details about the period. The period is the age or the era. Then you should mention about the settings, location, the characters and the action. Action is the deeds of the characters. You should comment on the style and presentation. For example, Doris Lessing's The Golden Notebook. Golden Notebook has different sections of books and in totality is known as the Golden Notebook. You should Google up on it. So when you write about a book, you should mention its innovative fashion or an innovative manner that it is sticking to. That is the presentation or the style. Review is actually a report. So when you write a review, you are reporting on many things, many factors. And in the review, there should be an introduction, a logical description, and a conclusion. Conclusion must entail your findings, your recommendations, and your opinion. Recommendations in the sense to what section of society do you recommend the book, whether you recommend to your friends or to children or to adults or any other particular section of society. Now make sure you have the following factors or aspects mentioned while reviewing a book. The title of the book, the author or authors, there can be a co-author, the publisher, the publication date, the format is a structure, the number of pages, and the price, the rate of the book available in the market. This is a sample review of The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Jester in your book, in your textbook. Another review given there is Atlantic Crossing, a comparison of European and American society by Marquez Montero. Reviewing a movie. People often post reviews on social media on the latest movies. Movie buffs or theatre going people often read these reviews and decide whether they should go for a movie or not. Depends on your review. Movies are otherwise called motion pictures. Now, movie reviews help the students develop a critical opinion. You should have a critical opinion about any topic or any subject. You should have an opinion of your own, and it should be supported by logical reasoning or judgments. You learn to deduce everything, pay attention to details, and improve your creativity by reviews, by doing a review. What is deduce? Deduce things. Deductive means arriving at a conclusion. Pay attention to details, that is, you note and concentrate on the details and improve your creativity. Naturally, your creative skills are getting improved. You get a new perspective of the movie and the cinematography. What is cinematography in filmmaking? In filmmaking, cinematography is the camera movements and photography. The camera work and the photography is called cinematography in filmmaking. And last but not the least, it will definitely sharpen your vocabulary skills. Some standard elements in a film review. First one, the title of the film, and you should give the title of the film in the introductory paragraph. Second one is summary. You should summarize the movie for those section of people who haven't watched the movie yet. And you should mention or talk about what happened in the movie, whether the director was successful or he failed in his attempt to convey a message. And whatever you state should be supported by certain reasons and examples from the movie itself. You should also discuss about the genre to which the film belongs, whether it's a horror movie, whether it's a comedy or a tragedy, a fantasy movie. Maybe one like Alice in Wonderland or Cinderella, where there are fantastic elements present, supernatural elements, and many creative or imaginary elements. Horror movies like Conjuring, comedy movies like C.I.D. Musa, romantic, tragedy, all those genres are there. And of course, You should discuss the theme also. Theme, you have already discussed the message or what kind of theme, the topic, what the director is trying to convey, the interpretation, the message as the theme. Next, what you have to mention about or the element of a film review is the director. Director of the movie is the captain of the ship, and he is the one who supervises all the actors and the crew. You should write about uh, his political stance, whether he is a controversial figure or not, or you should research on him, some of the background or how he became a director. You should research on him and write about him in your review. The next standard element is creative element like costumes. Good costumes certainly enhances the viewing experience. It makes the experience a pleasant one, and bad ones betray its content. The next element is, the fifth element is colors. Vivid colors, vague colors. Vivid colors, clear, bright colors. Vague, dull ones, not that clear. Now, vivid colors or hue or tint uplifts the viewing experience, and bad ones make it depressing. Dull colors make the viewing experience depressing. The sixth one is sound effects. Sound effects, good sound effects enrich the viewing experience, and bad sound effects gives it a negative impact. The seventh one is camera movements or angles. Standard camera movements enrich the visual experience, and substandard camera movements negates the experience, the visual experience. The eighth one is symbols in the story. What are symbols or symbolism? You can watch, or you must have often observed, incessant rain in the movie Perumalakalam. That's a symbol. Or a butterfly fluttering in the movie Premam. It's a romantic movie. Those are symbols or symbolism in a movie. You should definitely discuss about that. The ninth element is actors, the cast of the movie. Acting skills or impressive acting skills adds to the box office success. And if a character or an actor does not portray the role of a character well, that actor becomes a misfit for that particular role, isn't it? Reviewing a product. When you review a product you have purchased, you are sharing important or useful information with the others. Second thing you're doing is that you are promoting the product or promotion. Third one is that it builds your writing portfolio. What is a portfolio? Portfolio means that it is a case with sheets of paper. Those sheets of paper can be photographs, drawings. Now, if it is an artist's portfolio, it can contain his or her artistic works. If the portfolio is of an actor or a model, it contains the pictures of the model or actor in different shots. But as far as you people are concerned, as students of English or literature, your portfolio means it's simply a collection of your writing assignments. So the third one is that it builds your writing portfolio, means it adds to your collection of writing assignments. That is your collection of works in a portfolio. When you review any product, it can be a car, a mobile phone, a dust buster. What is a dust buster? Dust buster can be a vacuum cleaner which try to take out the dust from a surface, or it can be a manual dust buster like a brush. It can be charged with electricity. you must have seen in online shopping platforms. So, talking about product like a car, a mobile phone, or a dustbuster, some reviews have exaggerated praise or bitter criticism. What is exaggerated praise? Exaggerated is you overdo it. That is, you praise or appreciate in an exaggerated manner. You overdo it. And bitter criticism is criticism, as I told you, is വിമർശനം. And മോശമായിട്ട് വളരെ മോശമായിട്ട് ഭയങ്കര ഇൻറ്റൻസ് ആയിട്ട് വിമർശിക്കുന്നതാണ് bitter criticism. A good product review is based on research and knowledge, your personal experience. It has a balanced assessment of benefits and flaws. Benefits, beneficial uses; flaws, the faults. What is wrong with it? What are things that you should keep in mind before writing a product review? The first one is research the product. You should know about the product in thorough detail. You should have a thorough knowledge of the product. Why? Because you should know, or you should be well versed with evolution, with the competition it has in the market, the potential competitors, so that your review becomes an expert review. The second one is you should read the manufacturer's website. Why should you read the manufacturer's website? Just to have a thorough knowledge of the product, but you should not use the publicity material released by the manufacturers. Why? Because the buyers or the readers just want to have a hands-on experience or experiences drawn from real life, and they would appreciate that kind of observations. Third one, you should get the product, means you should have access to the product. You should get or buy the product, you should use it and feel it all by yourself. Fourth one is use the product. Similar to the point that we discussed just before, that is get the product, you should use the product, you should first have access to a product, then you should buy the product, you should use the product, and you should have a hands-on experience to understand the experience by using it, or by getting to know it better. And this is the most important aspect of writing a product review, that is use the product. Get the product and use the product. Use the product is the most important aspect of writing a product review. Know what the readers are looking for. That is the fifth one, that you should know the pulse of the readers, or you should know the potential buyers. What are the potential buyers looking for? Now, these are some of the questions, common questions of readers. Questions which readers wish to see answered in a product review. And the first one is the product easy to use? Second one, is it of a high quality? Third one, is it suitable for me? Is it, the fourth one is the good experience of others. Readers would love to hear from the others' experiences, whether it has a high rating, whether how many stars would you give for it, what is the rating. Fifth one are the pros and cons of the product. Pros, positives; cons, negatives. Pros, advantages; cons, disadvantages of the product. Sixth one, alternatives available. Suppose you want to buy a headset, you can always opt for a earpod, headset, earpod, maybe a Bluetooth device which is available as another option. So all these alternatives can be considered. If not this, what else? Those are the alternatives. Seventh one, is the product worth my money? Suppose you want to buy a pair of shoes and it costs 2000 rupees. You will be wondering whether I should buy these pair of shoes for 2000 rupees. Will it last longer? If it buy a cheaper one, won't it last longer? Or those kind of doubts and questions. Or if I spend rupees 500 for a makeup product, will it be worth my money? Will it have a good quality? Will it be suitable for my skin? Or if I spend rupees 1000 for a mobile stand, it may last longer, it will be of a high quality, it will be worth my money. Those kind of questions and doubts should be answered in a product review. Format for a review. We have already discussed all these points, but still, for revising all these points or to refresh your memory, let's quickly go through these points, the format of the review. First one, introduction. A review must have a good, catchy introduction. It should be riveting. It should hook the readers to the product and also give a clear picture of the advertised benefits of the product. That is the introduction. Second one is you should consider the first time users and explain the functionality. And you should explain it as if all the features are new. For example, when you explain about a whisk in cake making process, you should explain all the features, and this teaching new customers about a new product is very important for a product review. Teaching new customers about a new product which they have not encountered or which they have not used, as if they are first time users, and you explain everything as if they don't know anything, and that is how you explain to them, and that is the most important aspect for a product review, that you should consider first time users. Now there's another section, experienced customers. You can give separate reviews for first time users and a separate one for experienced customers. For experienced consumers or customers, you should focus on the evolution from one product to the other, the latest product. For instance, a mobile phone which has new features, the latest features, or a laptop from Windows 7 to Windows 10, which are the new features and the facilities that you can avail. And you should also talk about or discuss about the common defects that they have encountered, the usual consumers or customers have encountered, the common defects. Fourth one, you should describe the product. You should give a basic information, brand name, model number, measurements about the target users, price, that is the rate, and so on. Target users for a grinder, maybe uh, the food making or catering services. Suppose if it's a cooler fan or tower fan for household purposes, a bookshelf, whatever the product may be, or it may be a book or a movie, whatever it is, you should always mention this. We're talking about a product, the brand name, model number, measurements, the target users, price. So basic information about the product and describing all the features or all the aspects of the product. This is followed by being balanced, what you liked and what you did not like. A usual reader will skip reviews of that of exaggerated praise and that of bitter criticism. Whether you overdo it or underdo it, readers won't enjoy that. They'll observe for a hands-on experience. So don't be so exaggerated when you praise or appreciate something, and don't bitterly criticize a product. Balanced, what you liked and what you did not like. Uh, a usual reader will skip reviews of that of exaggerated praise and that of bitter criticism. Whether you overdo it or underdo it, readers won't enjoy that. They'll observe for a hands-on experience. So don't be so exaggerated when you praise or appreciate something, and don't bitterly criticize a product. And you should discuss the pros and cons, as I told you, what you liked, what you did not like, the advantages, disadvantages, the positives, negatives. Next one, judgments. You should explain why you feel a product or a thing is beneficial, and you should also talk about the flaws. Flaws are the faults or what is wrong with it. So that is the judgment. Next one is compare and contrast. Comparison and contrast. Comparison is drawing the similarities. Contrast is drawing out or finding out the differences. So when you compare and contrast products or services, you have to find out similar products so that you can compare and contrast. For example, online education services like Byju's or Vedantu, or if you're talking about a product, Oxford dictionary or Collins dictionary, which you should choose. You should compare and contrast that to similar products or similar services. The last one is conclusion. You should conclude with your judgment. You should summarize the benefits and the flaws. You should evaluate. You should give a critical evaluation, personal evaluation. Your opinion should be communicated to the readers. Why you feel so and so should be communicated to the readers, and that is concluding your review. Here we come to the end of this video on review. We discussed about reviewing a book, reviewing a movie, and reviewing a product. So thank you for now. Good day. Bye-bye.